Yo, what's going on, everybody? Coming at you guys with another one. Hopefully, everybody's good out there, man. Hopefully, everybody's good. Got grind time in the building.
Yo, what's happening?
Huh?
How you doing?
The word? What's the word?
Chilling, man. How was your weekend?
It was okay. Can't complain. Can't complain, man. Had some fun with the kiddos. Took the kids out to amusement area. You know what I mean? Kind of run around with them, let them play some games. I whooped a little ass in some games, so
Yeah.
wasn't bad overall. Wasn't bad overall. What about your weekend?
Not bad. Not bad. You know how the kids love to share everything with you. So I think I'm coming down with a little cold that I've been my littlest one with all the pollen we got down here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So she just got a little cold or allergy thing going, and now I'm starting to feel it in my throat. So, well, overall, it was a good weekend. Good weekend.
Kids definitely like to share germs with you.
Yeah.
That they would definitely share with you. Not cookies or snacks or anything like that.
Yeah.
Germs, they're definitely on the menu for sharing for some odd reason. And if you're just joining in just here at the beginning, before we even really jump into it, guys, go ahead and hit that like button or hit the retweet button or subscribe button. Doesn't matter where you're at if you're on Grind Times. Twitter space. Is it a Twitter space? I feel like it's a Twitter space. So like a Twitter stream that he has going on, or if you're on my X or if you're on my YouTube, make sure you guys at least hit those free buttons that don't cost you a thing with a little bit of time. And then you can lean back, relax, and kind of absorb some of this information because apparently we're giving out some pretty good info. At least that's from my perspective. Everybody does have their own perspective on how they kind of digest information. I feel like everybody kind of has the perfect teacher for them. Like there's people who are really theatric, or people who are really in depth with how they explain things, or people who just glaze over it, but you figure it out quick. You don't really want to hear the long drawn out version of it. What type of learner are you? What category do you kind of fit into, Grant?
I'm a visual learner. I always have been, always will be. I have to see it and then maybe do it like one or two times, and then it'll like really click to me. But I've always been a visual learner, and I think that's the best way that I am able to obtain the information.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, same. Visual and kind of seeing it being done is a really good way. I feel like reading sometimes is a good way. It depends on how you kind of I guess break things down and understand them. Some people can read things and still not understand what they're reading. So it just depends on how you kind of break things down for yourself.
Well,
So
sometimes that's me. If I'm not like into the topic, you know what I'm saying, or
yeah,
like I'm not really like feeling it, it'll take me like a minute or two to actually like I'll have to reread it just to grasp what they're trying the message that you're trying to get over. But I like to call this learn and earn, really, because you're learning and then you're earning the knowledge of what we're dishing out to people. So I mean, if they tap in, they could have seen what the market was bound to do if they tuned in last week. Because when we pull up these charts later, especially in particular yours, with the current market cap, I mean, you hit it right on the head, man. I mean, it don't get nothing better than that.
yeah. And the goal is just to put people in a position so that they can make more money. Like if I can tell you guys what my perspective on what the market may or may not do, and you guys have some really good like information ahead of you, you can do more research and pile it on top and kind of keep learning on top of that. Or you know what I mean? You can, you know what I mean, take it as a grain of salt, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, he said this, it may or may not happen, and kind of wait and see what happens. And then, you know what I mean, make a decision from that, see how credible the things that I say are. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
yeah,
and they could use it as another tool while they do their research. Obviously, we're not,
definitely.
financial advisors, or we're not, trying to tell people how to, you know,
Oh yeah, no way,
in-
shape, or form.
no, invest their money, but you're giving them the key tools to look at, and
Yeah,
certain indicators that they could use on their own or learn how to use on their own to, when they're diving into tokens or the trenches or anything, you
Well,
know.
I call it the template. So
Yeah.
like this is me giving you guys a template, you know what I mean? Like you know how you'll get the math tables or something like that, 2 times 2, you know what I mean, 4. You get all the tables, you get to see all of that before you kind of go into stages to where you're doing multiplication, right? Like you get to see what it looks like. So I just show you guys on my template from my eyesight how I see the market. From there, it's your job to kind of develop your own sense of kind of seeing the market and what you guys see developing from what's going on inside of the market. So I just want to point you guys towards the right locations. You know what I mean? I will never 110% be right all the time. But lately, I have been killing that shit as far as like locations, zones we'll trade in, and stuff like that. So that just means that I'm giving you guys at least an accurate template to kind of go and do your own research off of. And then what you guys kind of learn further from that will advance you guys in the market further, I feel like. So definitely big thing. What up, Christine? Hey, how you doing? So definitely will you'll learn a lot more by at least having a solid template. It's hard to find like locations of solid templates. So I feel like starting with understanding the entire crypto market is a really good way to understand like how to trade in the market. Like right now, if you're looking at this and you don't understand like the specs of what's going on, like you can see right now the trading value, like I said, I think like 2 or 3 streams before, we were underneath 100 billion on the trading volume, right? Now we're literally double that, you know what I mean, at this point. So it looks good, but then if you look at this, it looks bad, right? We're at a 2.6 not 2.6 trillion dollar global market cap, right? So let's flip over here. Bam. Let's put this bigger because I need you guys kind of see what's going on. And let's look at the total first. So we're at 2.49 trillion dollar market cap for global market cap, right? So if you look at the structure, we're still at a point to where like the smart money was coming out of the market. So our indicators were already there that the pump that we had, we weren't really going to hold it. And I was kind of pointing that out to you guys. I never like to suggest anything to you guys just because I want you guys to be able to make your own concept of what's going on, because that's how you learn. I feel like if I keep telling you guys what's going to happen, you guys will only have me as a resource instead of yourselves to kind of like back check things. Although that is a good marketing ploy, don't get me wrong. But I would like to actually see some people be successful and not just attached to me and only be able to win when I'm pointing them towards stuff. What up, Corey? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word, man? How's the new house treating you? So yeah, definitely I want to see everybody win. So that's important to me. So that's why I try to point things out. But previously in the saga, I think it was last week. So we were talking and we were holding at one point above this line. Then as we came below this line, same candle, I told you guys like we were probably at this point right here. I'm like, guys, don't let this be fooled. It looks like it's trying to hold, but it also has a lot of price action rejection each time we're seeing these candles go up, which normally is followed by a nice size pullback. So as I was describing that to you guys, we were still above. So came back, we were a little bit below, trying to tell everybody, I'm like, hey, yo, we're finally getting our rejection. Candle's not closed yet, but you know what I mean? We're looking pretty shaky as far as the week that we're looking at right now. So what we're looking at is we're probably going to come down underneath, bounce, you know what I mean, and possibly even lower, which it seems like we did almost exactly that. Came a little bit lower, down to just under a 2.4 trillion dollar market cap, which was a nice entry, and people were able to catch some things on that range. Now we have this entire like weak candle to move up and get some positive price action right now. So as long as we can move up and get some positive price action on this global market cap, you know what I mean? As you can see, we had a tremendous bounce around this range. And what does that mean? One, we have some pretty steady support around that range, right? So that's one thing that you can definitely take away from it. Some good support around that range. So we bounced really nice. Then two, if we can at least go up and close above this green line, we are still in a bullish trend that we have been following for almost about 2 years. So definitely got some good support around this range. So I figured if we did come down and below, which it looks like we had the unfortunate momentum of the downtrend that we had, that will take us down and below this range. So we did hit that. We had our indicator MACD pointing towards that it wanted to turn neutral, but we still had some downtrend in us. Pretty much smart money slowly was coming out of the market. Now you can actually see, even though it's kind of a slight increase, but if you pay attention to this first bar right here and then the second bar right here, we went from a downtrend, kind of bottoming out, finding the range, and now smart money is kind of increasing, which is the smart money that's coming in and buying the bottom of these dips. So smart money, not just like myself, will be able to identify that we've been on an uptrend for almost about 2 years. This will be a strong trend line to buy on. If it dips underneath this, there's going to be a lot of buy orders in. Let me get mine in. That's why you see the price action reacting so quick around that range and popping back up. So still got a lot of I think a lot of meat and potatoes up there. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what's going on in the comments. Make sure I'm missing too much. I'm doing good. How you guys? I'm doing good, Christine. Man, hopefully you're doing good out there, man. Just trying to check on these markets for you guys, see what you guys got going. Nothing too much, Corey. What's the word? What's the word, man? What's the word, man? Tell me what's shaking. Just happening and say what's up. Okay, bet. Catching up on this. Let me see. Let me see anything. House treating me good. Downfall. It's like an hour and a half away from my job. Oh yeah, no, that's that's a nice little drive.
That's brutal. I used to do that drive, man. It's, oh my goodness, I don't miss it. I'll tell you that much.
Good. If the money's good, man, I can. You know what I mean. You can't complain about a nice long drive. I can be peaceful if the money's good. You know what I mean. I can kind of zone out for a little bit if the money's good. So
Well, the morning drive wasn't too bad. It's the one coming home, man. When you leave at 4 o'clock, you don't get home till 9 o'clock. It's like, nah, it ain't about the money by that time, because you got to turn around and go.
Yeah,
right
that's
back
3
to
hours
work.
to your day, though. Yeah, you know what I mean. Now that you start adding and doing math, like that's an additional 3 hours to your work shift right there.
Yep.
So if you're doing an 8-hour shift, you're automatically doing an 11-hour shift.
You sitting there, I'm a creeping.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand that, man. So hopefully it's an odd time of the day to where you don't have too much rush hour traffic that you got to deal with, man. Like, 'cause that's I already know traffic can get crazy, especially when you're ready to go home. You're already tired from work. It's the coming home, you know what I mean, that you know what I mean, it really gets you. You're right, Grant.
Yeah. See what he said. Yep.
Yeah.
Just whatever works, man. Just make sure you don't get too caught up in that rat race. Make sure you're living.
Look, Corey, this is what I need you to do. The market is tore up to the floor up right now. You know what I mean? Like, so you got time, man. Take you $10-$20 every once in a while, put that in like a mason jar, and then when you're ready to come back, man, bang my line, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and just bang my line, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta get you back in Web3 and get some Web3 money flowing, because yeah. Either that, we need you to make enough money, because I know you like the house. We need to be able to take the entire house, like put it on a slate, put it on the back of a truck. We need to move that house closer to your job. That's how rich we need to get around. You know what I mean? Just move your entire house closer.
Hey Corey, I'm in Bay Area traffic too, but it's not the same. Probably not the same one that you're talking about. But so
I don't know how the Bay Area traffic is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
With that MACD going neutral, are we gonna possibly see it start flipping back towards green?
See, that depends,
because there's a little bit more. It all depends on what the smart money is coming back into them.
Exactly. So that's going to depend on our smart money. You know what I mean? Like, as you can see, our smart money kind of coming in, our retail money kind of pulls back just a little bit. You know what I mean? Fear kicks in. We just had a nice size pullback in the market right now, right? So the average new retail investor is not like, hell yeah, let me put some more. Like they're like, fuck, I'm down. Like, especially if you bought like way up here, you're like, shit, I'm down like 50, 60% from when I initially started to get in, when I found out about this crypto stuff, when Trump started mentioning it so much. You know what I mean? Because how many investors do you honestly think got in cryptocurrency just because they hear Trump and so many different like governments and in different places mentioning it now? Like, do you think
Yeah,
people are paying attention a bit more now? And there's a bit more new investors that are trying to dabble, find information online, and trying to navigate through the space, right?
absolutely. And that's why I think what we're offering here is, I mean, especially right now, is great for new investors that are coming in. Um, I think we talked about it before. You know, when I first came in, I went to YouTube myself, and that's how I kind of started doing research to be able to do my own research and learn how to do my own research. So, but with, I guess you could say, on the verge of mass adoption, because even our government's talking about it. The whole world is now at this point. Everybody's trying to get their own Bitcoin reserve and doing different things to better their country for their citizens
Yeah.
through crypto. So
Yeah. This is the time to. I've been saying this for over a year or two now. Like, this is the time to where you learn. Like, if you were learning, like if you were taking heed to the things I was saying like a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, I'm like, dude, like a lot of people are getting depressed because of this bear market. Dude, I'm like gritting my teeth, like getting my feet dirty. Like I'm getting in the trenches and I'm learning more. You know what I mean? Like literally learning more so that once the market does correct, I can move with the sentiment of the market. I can understand what projects do. I studied these different smaller DeFi projects that launch, like how they act depending on how they have community support, how they flourish, if they have good narratives that people can get behind. Like there's so many different like metrics that you have to pay attention to when like you have a smaller market cap token. And then for the larger ones, like they follow specific like algorithms and trends. You know what I mean? Like we've seen this thing's been trading along this uptrend for about 2 years or so now. Does that mean that it cannot break the uptrend? Most definitely it can, but it means that it's a stronger area of support that can be utilized. So right now, this candle that reopened and is going back up, this is considered our retest right here. So like I can understand, like if you've seen it break right here and then it go down right here, like you can definitely lose a little bit of faith right here. But the most investors are checking the order books and seeing what people are buying and seeing that this is an opportunity to get in low. So let me buy and get my order in now. So bam, it starts to go up. You can also see the price action trying to stop around this range. So that's why it bounced so hard around here. So definitely got some support around this range. So as long as we can go up and above this range, get back into this pocket right here. We're gonna call this little sexy spot the hot pocket right here. This gets back into this range and trading above this green line into where, because this is now considered, because of these candles that we have in the position that it's in, this is our resistance now. So it was a support, now resistance. So we get into where we got this good support underneath us and we got this heavy resistance now above us. We're going to squeeze as far as our price action at some point around this range once we get in this pocket. So it depends on where our smart money is. So we got smart money that's moving up and gradually getting to be more inside of the market. Then we'll push forward. We'll break over this line. We may possibly come back to retest. We'll go up a little bit, come back to retest, and then from there we should be somewhat off to the races from there, depending on what catalyst we have to kind of move in the market. If it's still shitty, then it's still going to be shitty. It may pop above this range, consolidate, trade sideways for a little bit longer, and really wait until we get to the squeeze point, and then kind of pop from there, possibly, depending on if we have catalysts kind of move the market forward. So all of these things depend on multiple catalysts to kind of move forward. So we'll just see how things go. But overall, let's check into what the market looks like.
The real question is, what's your favorite kind?
Favorite kind of what?
Hot pocket.
I'm
a ham and cheddar.
I think I don't mind the Philly cheese one, man. I think that if I had to pick,
where you go breakfast, do you You like the breakfast ones?
I mean, the breakfast ones, I don't know, man. They got like a weird aftertaste when you burp. I didn't like that. It's like,
But yeah, we got the. I mean, overall, what we're looking at right now is actually pretty good from what was going on this morning. It was just blood everywhere. But right now, everything's looking like it's okay, even though it's still. If we come into Bitcoin, Bitcoin's still trading below 80K. But it's up 2.2% for the day. For the week, though, it's still down 3.7%. Ethereum's down 0.5%. Man, this one took a massive hit, and we're talking about it last week, right? Like how
man.
low can it go?
Yep. Gave you
And
guys some examples. Hopefully, you guys paid attention to those examples and ranges.
yep. So this one got as low as 1431 today, down 14.5% for the week. Trading at 1559. So Sol's up. Sol broke below 100. So if you're a Sol maxi, you could have ate up a lot of Sol for a cheap price. Got down to $96.53, back up to $107.22. Sitting right now 1.7 up for the day. We got BNB. BNB took a bit of a hit, down to 525, but now we're back up to 555 per BNB. Still down 8.3% for the week, though. We got SWI, another one where you could have really got a great deal on. I mean, pretty much the whole market, right? If you believe in a certain altcoin or any kind of project, you really could have DCA'd pretty well over the last 24 to 48 hours. SWI's up 5.3% for the day, back up to over $2. So pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
and for just to expand on what Grind said, Grind's talking for everybody who's not scared of the market and the people who did their homework on the market. Nobody's gonna buy that. Nobody's gonna buy that tremendous ass red candles that they saw. Like they're gonna be like, oh my god. I wonder who's gonna honestly be honest in the chat. Like, did anybody sell with the big ass downtrend that we had? Who panicked? So let's be honest.
I know I didn't.
Yeah.
So I have my conviction plays, but what I thought was funny too, or not funny, but like if you look here, do you still have it up? Yeah, you do. Like look at Fartcoin, just like bullying everybody. Like I don't care what's going on. Up 23%.
Well, that was a nice bounce in the market. You know what I mean? Like,
and
there
then
are some traders that are bullish about that.
This is another one, Grass. You know, with what they got going on, where you could pretty much mine the tokens, and they do a payout every so often. But like even Grass, when I looked this morning, everything was red. But some people were out there touching grass. You feel me? So
yeah, so literally, people were out there touching grass and farting. Apparently, like I don't, for the life of me, I don't understand. Like, so dude, you're in the trenches with me most times, and you see the different metas that come and go. How in the hold on, hit the mute button on accident. You?
Yeah, but you sound like you're in a
Mic
tunnel.
check.
Yeah.
No, I broke it. Grind, can you hear me? Mic check.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh shit, son. Hold on.
So yeah, pretty much what he's saying is like when you're in the trenches, you don't know what meta is going to come out, what's going to take off, what's going to trend. But I know grass has been here for quite some time now, so I don't think that's just a meta. They've been here for a minute. He done broke his stuff. Oh, we lost him. So yeah, anybody? There we go. We get you back. Let me see what else we could look at. Pepe Pepe's up 1.6 for the
Mic
day.
check. Mic check.
Mic check. Can you hear me?
Mic check.
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Hey, you know what? If anybody in chat can hear me, give me a mic check.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Chat.
Mic check to anybody in the chat. Think I lost Grind. Oh, we can hear you. Oh, we can hear you, but I can't hear you. Type. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's see if I can fix that. All right. Say something.
How about now?
All right, perfect.
Are you there?
Ladies and what just happened there is called a technical error while on live stream. I can't hear Grind Time now. His clicking is just as loud as ever. So what happened there is I hit the.
Just don't hit it again. Just don't hit it again. Just leave the buttons alone. See? You figure he'd learn one day. You're gonna learn.
Mic check.
Yeah, we could hear you. Just don't touch the button. Do not touch the button. Christine, tell him not to touch the button. Don't touch the buttons anymore.
Oh, that's like a trap.
You done broke his system. Beep.
Mic check.
Mic check. You there?
Mic check.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It probably did that stupid shit again. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yep, it did.
There you go, Christine.
All right.
Tell him. Don't touch the buttons. Leave them alone.
Right. So guys, look.
Leave them alone.
So I figured out what the problem is because if you fool me once, you know what I mean. You guys know the saying, right? If you fool me once, all right. The damn button fooled me twice, right? So I'm not doing that. I don't even know what the hell. That's not okay, right? Okay. So now that that's over, I missed everything you said. If you continue to talk, they missed everything you said because I think your audio is linked to like my mixer, which is dope and stupid at the same time. But in the meantime, had a good intermission to go ahead and say we have 120 people inside of the building. Guys, hit the like button, the retweet button, the subscribe button, the bring that grandma here button, the bring your cousin, please bring who's next to you button, ring the doorbell's neighbor, hit that button too, and let them know that we're live. We're giving out some free crypto alpha. You guys are welcome to tell a friend, bring a friend. Snacks are welcome and appreciated, especially if you're sharing. Not really fond of seafood. You guys can keep that to yourself, or share it with Grind.
I love seafood.
Yeah,
you got seafood, bring it this way. Just whatever you guys do, don't touch Cuff's buttons.
So I'm actually curious now as to what buttons I can and cannot touch. Needless to say, I will be getting a new mixer. This one has apparently ran its course. You know what I mean? Like it was bucking like a Bronco before, you know what I mean? And things just, you know what I mean? The tour comes to an end. I got a good like 4 or 5 years out of this joker. So
yeah, time for retirement.
Yeah.
Time for retirement.
All right. So got the market breakdown from the bubbles. So you know what I mean? I know Grind has some things he's gonna be pulling up real quick, but in the meantime, like just seeing Bitcoin underneath $80,000 is intriguing to me. Let's refresh, make sure this is accurate because things change. All right, so good thing which we'll go through for Bitcoin. There's still time to retest and still maintain the 80K support level. You know what I mean? Which that's kind of where we wanted to maintain. ETH has time to retest that 1600 level and make that be the channel that it chooses to trade in rather than kind of going down and bobbling in between that 1600 to like 1200 range that we were looking at for our pretty much our ultimate bottom. So that pretty much retesting and staying in that range can tell us one or two things. Either one, we want to consolidate around that range and kind of trade around that range, or two, it's trading around that range, going to lack volume, and we'll have another nice pullback. You know what I mean? Hopefully not though. Hopefully not. Let's see. What you got, Grant?
So I got an article from ccn.com if you wanted to go check it out yourselves. But it pretty much is telling Bitcoin treasuries are in hot water as BTC tumbles below 80,000, like we all seen and kind of know if you've been following along with the market. But crypto and stock markets have responded bearishly to Trump's tariff plans, obviously, which is the reason majorly behind this massive pullback between both the stock and crypto market was his tariff plans that he brought out to us on Liberation Day. And then you got Bitcoin briefly dipped below 75K for the first time since November 2024. And then Strategy, which is a major Bitcoin holder, its stock has fallen down to 6.77% in the past 5 days, and Metaplanet is down 26.28%. So pretty much private companies with Bitcoin on their balance books have taken a sizable hit, along with 401ks and you have every crypto portfolios, you name it, hit as crypto takes a tumble in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff war. So now, as you see, Bitcoin's now battling to stay above 75,000, and it's troubling time for firms that sought to follow in the footsteps of Strategy, Metaplanet, and others who have adopted Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. So
just really quick, I want to, before you kind of because I know you probably want to read those takeaways, you know what I mean, for like the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? That's probably why you added up. But like this is interesting to me, you know what I mean, because I always try to think outside the box and big picture, right? So you can call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever you like to say, but like to me this just sounds like way too damn convenient that like Trump decides to publicly like talk about cryptocurrency and kind of get things moving. They launch a cryptocurrency in Trump's name. A bunch of people and nations follow behind Trump trying to adopt crypto and make reserves and such like that. And then the entire market tanks and everybody just loses a bunch of money, and they're just left like dumbasses pretty much, all of the larger entities. This is either Trump fucked up really bad and he's gonna have to figure this out, or B, this strategic and people kind of were let know this. I'm pretty sure nobody from these larger entities put everything that they had to invest into it. They put a bit into it to show interest, to kind of push the narrative. I feel like the pullback, not some really staged, but a little bit manipulated, I feel like, and people that are in these larger entities kind of benefit from the bottom of this, because they probably were the majority of the people who had like buy orders in towards the bottom and bought majority of the cryptocurrency at like premium prices at this point, right? So as that kind of goes forward and we get catalysts to kind of move the market forward, or Trump decides to not go through with certain tariffs or whatever, you know what I mean, and that kind of makes the market a little bit more bullish. Like now we have a bunch of catalysts that can be used to move forward. I don't know, what's your thoughts on that, Grant? Or am I just a conspiracy theorist?
No, I see what you're saying, but if you, I mean, even look like to the right of that article, that I have up, and it says top government Bitcoin holders, El Salvador. We spoke about El Salvador, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
In a couple of the streams. So El Salvador continues to amass Bitcoin. So now you have other countries adding it to their Bitcoin reserve at whatever prices they were adding it to, above the 80K range, 85K. And then here we are, where it's tanking. So, I mean, could this be another way of Trump is bullying, other countries?
I kind of think so. You know what I mean? Feel like we're being taxed unfairly in different places. You're seeing a lot of places that are kind of saying, all right, you know what? Let's just get rid of our tariff and taxes that we had on you guys, and let's just go back to business as usual. You know what I mean? Like that's what a lot of people are doing at this point, which if I'm Trump, that's the response that I kind of want. I mean, I don't want to put tariffs on everybody, but get rid of this dumb shit that we're paying and let's get back to business. You know what I mean? So that if he's able to pull that off, you know what I mean, and not have to go through with the tariffs, and we also still don't have to pay additional pricing, and we're making money in other places, you know what I mean?
Well, he's all about getting rid of the deficit, right? So what better way to do that than try to, I guess you can manipulate it in some shape, way, or form.
Yeah. And then tell people, hey, like, hey, yo, like we're gonna, I mean, not to say it publicly, but we're gonna manipulate the market a little bit. You know what I mean? The market's gonna come down. Like, come make some money with us. You know what I'm saying? We'll tell you where to strategically put some funds at. You know what I mean? And as the market like recuperates, like this is like the first stages of things. We haven't even really seen like immaculate volume in the market yet. There's been some good pushes, but there's no like real volume that's really pushed the market just yet. So shit, man, there's a lot of money to be made just from information of understanding that there's pullbacks to come, ranges to pay attention to, you know what I mean, to where we're not letting it bottom out past this range, you know what I mean. Of course, they have money to actually facilitate it. So
Yeah,
hey.
but what we also saw, was it Friday? Was it had to been Friday because it was when it closed, when the stock market closed, and 1.3, I believe, don't quote me on this, trillion came out of the stock market, and we saw the stock market just absolutely red, and then the crypto market wasn't getting affected as much
Right.
up until Sunday. Yesterday we saw the crypto market kind of get a bit of a beat down, or when it really started. So
Yeah.
do the tariffs, do they have um, a massive effect, or a like they do the stock market with the crypto market? Does it play a role in some sort of facet to where it hits the crypto market as hard as the stock market?
Well, yeah, I think it's going to do that just because overall people are worried about essentially the inflation rate. The inflation rate is going to either propel us into a depressive state in the market period, or you know what I mean, like they're going to combat it and not calculate all of the additional inflation that is accumulated from these additional tariffs. So they said that they were going to pretty much put those as different inflation rates, but we'll see how that actually works out though. So. All right, so what we got, Graham?
So on this one, we have again ccn.com if you wanted to go look at the article, but it's pretty much touching on crypto investment products experienced another week of modest net outflows, totaling 240 million. So according to CoinShares, these outflows are largely attributed to the impacts of the U.S. tariffs, which could threaten economic growth in the near term. So I know they continue to. I think it went from 40% to 60% on a possible recession. So the U.S. led the outflows, accounting for 210 million of the total, followed by Germany with 17.7 million. And on the other hand, Canadian investors demonstrated some optimism, posting 4.48 million in inflows. So that's interesting, especially with the way they're being hit with tariffs as well.
Yeah. Well, look, my concept with the tariffs and all this stuff is it's like I feel like let me see how to word this. Donald Trump's either like super smart, you know what I mean, or he's real neglectful with the things that he's doing right now. So like this is smart in a sense of you as president, with all of the scrutiny that he's had from the cases and everything else that he has going on in his life, and just how he operates and moves, right? So I would at first I thought, okay, yeah, he's pushing things into a recession state, and we're gonna kind of like move forward from there, right? But what up, baby fat? But as I'm like looking at it later, I'm like, okay, like me being a kind of cockier president and kind of understanding that he's smarter and business savvy, like me personally, like after trying to be impeached and then trying to impeach him early in in this term right here, I don't really think that I want to be the president that caused the recession. After, you know what I mean, they just barely made it out without having a recession last time. I don't want to be the president that gets labeled as causing a recession in my term. So, you know what I mean? You can push it within boundaries, I feel like, to avoid a recession. But I think overall the goal is going to be to avoid a recession period, but to kind of push some boundaries to where we're still able to recuperate some money and rebuild and still tackle inflation rates so that he looks like a rock star at the end of this. It's going to be a rocky period. I think some people were actually reporting that Trump put out something saying that it's going to be about 2 years for us to recover. I can't remember where I seen it at.
Yeah, it's nobody likes change, and at the same time, it's people's investments, it's their money that's getting hit hard. Um, so again, we'll just see how it plays out and see how the tariffs play out. There was rumor um, that he was going to put a 90-day hold on the tariffs, but I guess again that was just rumor. I was reading about that as well. So
Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of rumors about this because it's a hot topic and it's where to get views. If it sounds like it could be logical and people are gonna read about it and listen about it, you know what I mean? So it's all about perspective, I feel like, at this point, until something physically gets released about it. So, but just to recap and run back through the market again. We got Bitcoin sitting at 79,000 currently right now. It's up 1.1%. So after that decline that we had, it's up 1.1%. So nice bounce on Bitcoin. Really wanting to secure that 80K support level again, as far as that retest is trying to do. 7-day, 3.8% down. So still not the worst in the world. Ethereum, $1,556, down 1.4% in the last 24 hours and 1.5% in the last hour. So kind of tells you that we're kind of going back into a decline when you see a 1.5% decline and it's only down 1.4% in the last 24 hours. And then overall 14.7% down. So not the best looking stats right this second. XRP, looky here. Told you guys it was going to be underneath $2. I'm sure some people will kind of calling my bluff, but look at us now at $1.90 right this second, down 1.2%. 24-hour period, 8.7% over a 7-day period. So definitely paying attention to XRP. We'll look at that on the chart just to see where we are as far as our levels and see if we're close to a support level or not. Maybe we'll get a bounce. So Solana getting closer to our target. Said this one's probably going to go underneath $100. I think we might have successfully went underneath $100 and then kind of bounced. In the last hour, it's down 1.8%. So our decline may not be over with just yet. And 14.6% on a 7-day. So
yeah, Solana I think it hit $96 and then bounced back to where it is now. So it did.
Oh yeah, I'm right already. No. So just I like when I call targets and like put some range in between the time frame when it happens and it actually happens. It just secures that confidence of kind of utilizing like different indicators and just your gut pretty much. Oh man, let's flip over. Let's flip over to
yeah. I hit that in the crypto
price.
bubbles, but when you started tapping the buttons, I don't think they got that information.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. So back to just jumping back on the tariffs. We saw China retaliate with Trump with the 34% tariff. So with this article, Trump's coming back at him. This article is from Fortune. President Donald Trump gave Beijing 1 day to withdraw its retaliation to his latest tariff salvo, or else he would add another 50% duty on Chinese imports. So last week, Trump imposed a fresh 34% levy on top of his earlier 20% tariff. So if he follows through with his latest threat, the total tariff on China would hit 104%. And if he imposes secondary tariffs on China for buying Venezuelan oil, it could reach up to 129%.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because China and U.S. It's not. I don't know if it's going to end well.
Yeah, you can still hear me, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I tried to press a button just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know why I like pressing limits. It's probably the DJ in me. Did you hear it though? Did you hear it?
Faintly, bruh.
Faintly. Okay, it was a. Okay, yeah. So it was out there. All right, so definitely interesting. So we can just go ahead. So we're looking at the global crypto market. My final, I guess, synopsis on this one is we really don't know what's gonna happen until we close on this candle. This is a 1-week candle, so as of right this second, it's still up in the air. Right now, we got pushed back a little bit underneath this support level, so it's gonna act as a resistance level for a little bit. I think I can just so we can see the green candle. If it pushes up, I'll go red for right now until we push up and above it. But Right now, yeah, we're using our previous uptrend as a resistance right this second. We need to push up and above and kind of close above this for this retest to be successful and to reuse this as a support level and continue up. If we don't get that retest, it doesn't mean that we won't try to retest this level again. It will try to consolidate around a range of support, which this is actually not a horrible range itself right here. If you, as you can kind of see, we've revisited this range frequently, and I can throw let's throw up let's do it like what, like a gold line or something. Let's see if I do gold, yellow rather. So this is the support level that we're kind of butting against right this second. So we got good support around this range. It bounced really nice. So as you can see, use this as support right here, maintaining the uptrend that we had. And then once again came underneath it, bam, still trying to secure this as a level right here. So could close right here and then attempt to retest again because it has a support level directly underneath it. But I think that the only trouble we run into is if we break this range and then we have definitely some downtrend that we can get coming directly after that. So that's kind of where we don't want to don't want to see ourselves fall to. Let me make this a little bigger. Who's next on the menu? So we got Bitcoin. So this is what we're looking at for Bitcoin right now. So we're trying to hold this support level. As we can see, didn't work. You know what I mean? With that larger downtrend we had, wicked up around this range right here, and then we went down just a little bit more, wicked up again, and now we're trying to retest. As you can see, we actually wicked up and went above this 80K range. We went to 81K after dropping all the way to about 74.8 or so. So that's definitely a nice little run up from 74.8 all the way to 81. So up almost about 6-7K or so on the price action from the bounce that we had, which shows some really strong demand around that range. So definitely looking like it's trying to retest. So we could possibly retest, go up and above, and then maintain this range actually. So definitely want to watch out for that and see how this reacts. It's not over completely. If this retest does not work, it could possibly try to retest again. We do have a neutral candle on our MACD. Smart money is increasing just a little bit, but we'll kind of see. We could just see strategic buys from here as we get rejected. Price action starts to go down and it hits different levels that it get bought back up, and we can still slowly creep down to this 70K range. So not completely out of hot water just yet, unless this tries to creep up, go back above this range and actually close above this at some point. So that would mean that we had a successful retest and we now are not utilizing this as a resistance, but we're utilizing it as a support, and we'll be trading it between 80 to 90K again. So that will be the good scenario. So we'll see which one of these actually plays out, and if we actually get some more volume there. ETH, on the other hand, I explained to you guys that I thought more of a downtrend was coming. I even added an additional line. We made it orange for the level that we should have upheld. So blew past that, came a little bit down further, and then bam, went back up. Now that line that we should have used as support is acting as a resistance right now currently. So we can flip that red. So it's acting as a resistance right now. So is it completely out of hot water? Absolutely not. We have zero smart money coming in right now on this time frame right this second. As far as the week, still got a downtrend, got a neutral candle from the fact that we're actually getting bought up around this area, and it bounced around like 1435. So that's kind of why we have the neutral right there. But we can easily keep going back down, and that neutral will flip red, as this is a weak candle and it hasn't closed yet. So still got a heavy downtrend going right now. So it still looks like we're headed towards around like 12 or 1100 for ETH, unless something changes as far as the sentiments for ETH, or this retest actually does work. It flips up and above this $1,600 range and utilizes that support. So that's where we're kind of see. Do y'all see NFTs will survive the market if it goes lower? Yeah, I think NFTs will survive the market. I think they'll be priced differently. So the amount of ETH that they'll be worth at the end of the day will be a little bit more than usual.
Could it depend on the project too? What they're building out, if they've, if there's a community behind it. I mean, or is she just asking NFTs in general?
I'm sorry about that. I had somebody talking to me. Say that one more time, or
I said, does it depend on, the certain NFT project in itself, or with what they're building, the community behind it, or
oh yeah.
she,
So
she just
let me put
referring
it like
to
this.
NFTs in general?
Let me put it like this. So if ETH goes down to like 12, 1100, people are used to it around that range. And some of these NFT projects are they were around when ETH was $1,000, $1,200 and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So the ones that have longevity to them, those communities are not going anywhere. Like Bored Ape, CryptoPunk, stuff like that. Like they're not going anywhere. And there's some other like solid communities that are not going to be swayed by the price of ETH like moving. If anything, they're going to be looking for an opportunity to kind of dollar cost average and you know what I'm saying, make some more money, if anything. Because usually when you see the price go down on ETH, you'll see that instead of that NFT being 0.2, it'll be 0.25. You know what I mean? So people do definitely most times adjust their pricing based on the price of ETH. So I don't think that it really sways anything. If your project still has demand, if anything, people are just looking at it like, hey, yo, I can possibly get this at a lower like cost value as far as like fiat wise. So there'll still be some sales that way, I feel like. But overall, I think that at some point ETH will recover. It's just not in the limelight right this second. So this is a situation to where I'm still watching ETH because I know ETH is still a big dog in this space. It's the number 2 runner. People look to it to see where the market's going pretty much most times, and depending on its dominance. So it's at this point, it's literally like, you know what I mean, you wait it out, you see which support level is actually going to validate and actually utilize. So you see if it's going to utilize this 1600, if it actually retests and goes up, or if it has a potential to go down to 1200. You know what I mean? That's going to be my target. Unless the market just has something catastrophic, I don't see ETH going past this $1,100, $1,200 range, unless it's a quick dip like we see now, and then it goes right back up to support. So that's where I kind of see the bottom at for ETH. So that's when I'm kind of trying to pay attention to ETH, or maybe collect on some ETH. You know what I mean? Because at some point, I think that they do put upgrades into play. The upgrades may invite some of the larger entities to kind of launch more projects over there, increasing the increased demand, not raising the gas fees and allowing people to be able to trade on that blockchain without feeling destroyed by gas fees that they're paying versus what they're trying to put into the projects. I think that ETH still has a chance to go up, but it's just not in the limelight right now. You know what I mean? So just like some NFTs right now, not in the limelight. So there's different opportunities to buy things when people are not talking about it, rather than when you see it up 300, 400% from where you saw it previously and had an opportunity to buy it. And you're like, damn, I saw it at that price and now it's up this much. So that's when I try to buy it. Like when people are like, damn, it's down low, or damn, it's down low, or this is not going to recover right this second, I look for support levels that it could consolidate on. It consolidates around those ranges. You buy, and you can continue to buy as long as it's around that range. And then when it starts to pump, that's when you start to be able to collect and take profits. So that's how you kind of play this game, especially if you're doing like larger cryptocurrencies that have longevity and chance at long-term profits. So that's at least how I'm handling it. You know what I mean? You guys handle it however you guys want to, of course. XRP broke our support. I told you guys it was going to come down from there. Bam, came down. Continued to come down a little bit further. It's almost the same story as ETH and Bitcoin, if you pay attention. Dipped a little bit lower. Bam, had a nice spike from people buying it. So it's a lot of interest around the range of what, $1.64 to like $1.85 or so. You know what I mean? A lot of interest around that range, probably a lot of buy orders. So it's trying to hold around this range right now. It bouncing like that doesn't mean that it's going to hold. If we still have a lack of volume in the market and Bitcoin and ETH continue to pull back, essentially, this will pull back. It'll reach this channel that I have around 150, which it technically almost hit around 150, hit 162. So I told you guys it was coming back to around this range. So didn't exactly hit it, but it's hard to get some things exact. But close approximate range. Nice little bounce from around there too. But still looks like we have no neutral candle on this week chart. So, and the smart money is slightly like coming out of XRP. So we don't have any signs of recovery right this second. Everything looks different on the day chart versus the week chart. Of course, you get shorter time frames, so day by day you'll kind of see what's going on. But this is probably going to attempt to retest and fail and go back down. Retail's holding this up currently, so I don't really see it trying to push too far from here. So it may come down to these ranges, which could also mean that Bitcoin's retest might not work. We'll see though. Bitcoin's been a top runner and it's really had a lot of dominance. So this really could push up and above and then secure this 80K. If it secures this 80K, I think the market is overall still bullish. Some alts may pull back a little bit more, but overall Bitcoin holds 80K as far as a range with this retest. I think we're still good. I don't know how anybody else feels, but that's just me. But let's go over the grind, see what he has going on.
No, I like where, if it breaks that 80K, it'll probably sit there for a while and trade sideways, no, before it runs back up.
If it breaks the 80K officially, what it's gonna do is it's gonna give people hope because people are gonna have buy orders in between these different ranges at support levels between like 70K and 80K. So there's going to be random spurts of value and they send it up with these buy orders, and then it'll probably still get pushed back with the sentiment and the fact that we're still on a downtrend until it does finally find 70K.
So it could potentially still hit that level then.
Yeah, it could stop above that, of course. So we got enough buy orders in to kind of support it trading sideways at a range for a little bit. It can create a new level and then kind of go off from there and avoid going to 70K. So it can stop. It can go back down to 75K where it bounced at, like 74, 75K. If it bounces again right there and tries to secure another level of support and trade sideways, it can very well trade sideways around 75K and then go back up. But that's all basically dependent on if this 80K range retest goes well or if it gets pushed back down. If it gets pushed back down 9 times out of 10, it may blow past that 75K range, bounce at 70K, and then you just come back up to 75K to trade around that range. You know what I mean?
I got you. And how do you feel about celebrity tokens?
The track record that they have right this second, celebrity tokens have been doing horrible. People have been using them as real life pump and dumps to come PvP people like they're playing Fortnite.
Yeah. So did you know? There you go, right there. Just what you said. Celebrities linked to crypto pump and dump scams. So, did you realize Conor McGregor was involved in a token over the weekend?
Nah, but I mean, I'm kind of glad I didn't hear about it.
Yeah. So nor did I, but apparently, Conor McGregor Real Token launched in partnership with Web3 gaming platform, Real World Gaming, and it was intended to serve as an in-game utility token. But however, despite significant celebrity appeal, one, because celebrity tokens haven't done good in this market. Two, because he launched a token in the market that we're in right now.
Yeah.
So with those two catalysts alone, the token fell short of its $1 million fundraising target. The pre-sale started on April 5th, and it only raised about 39% of the goal, with participation from only about just under 700 investors, 668 investors.
Look, Babyfat says, you would think they would do well with their audience. Says, yeah, but you got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people that are like audiences right now are either like for Conor McGregor, like aspiring fighters or like, you know what I mean? Like teenagers or people who really like UFC, shit like that. Like that's like his main core audience and shit. Not saying that all of them are broke, but I don't see a lot of them like, you know what I mean, driving off in Bentleys and shit like that. You know what I mean? Especially not aspiring fighters and shit like that. And usually like trying to get it from the mud, you know what I mean, and come up. Yeah. So there's that part. And then like he doesn't have like investment background. You know what I mean? Like he's not one of those like famous people that's known for investing money and making money from his money. Like there is no chatter about that. I don't know if he has too many businesses or anything like that, or any endeavors that are well known that he's shown that have been profitable at all periods. So
Well, he
people like,
did. What the heck's it called? He has that liquor. Shoot,
he
I
has a
forgot.
liquor. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never.
he has an Irish whiskey he put out. Me personally, I didn't care for it.
Hmm.
I'd rather a Jameson over that, but I know he endeavored into something like that. As for crypto, this is obviously maybe the first for him,
Yeah.
but what
Well,
I like,
well, I'm just saying like investments, like period, like anything that he put his money in that made him money or someone else money. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
besides betting on fights, I don't really think he has that type of statistic added to him.
Well, he's not in the limelight anymore either. He's between the bad hiccups he started getting into after he started fighting. He just doesn't have that. I mean, he still has um, celebrity status, but I don't think he has that full celebrity backing like he used to because he's not in the limelight. But uh, under these takeaways, though, I did like the token promised full refunds to early investors. So we'll see if that
Well, you have to, or you
goes
can
with.
bring that ass to jail yourself.
Yeah,
You know what I
go
mean? And
straight.
kind of
They
because you
could
can't
go with
promise people stuff, and you know what I mean.
they could go bunk with Sam Bankman-Fried and them.
Yeah, because there's no way I mean you can keep the money because you have it, right? You know what I mean.
Yeah.
But if you do keep the money, I'm almost positive that you're gonna have like a class action suit. You did nothing that you said you were gonna do, and you just took the money. That's just stealing it at that point. You know what I mean? Like, all right, guys, I'm gonna do a bake sale. Everybody's gonna get these amazing cookies. Raise $1 million, and I'm like, all right, guys, I raised way more money than I thought. So fuck these cookies. I'll see you guys in the Bahamas. Okay. Holler at you guys later. Peace. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just sign the fuck off and walk off and shit. Just like, you know what
Let's go.
I mean? Just take off. So yeah.
But yeah, like it's just like he declared, like he said, this is not some celebrity endorsed token, but they all say the same thing and they all end up the same. Like I saw a couple of days ago, Ghostface Killer launched his Ghost token too, and I haven't even followed up with it. I don't know how well it's doing, but
Well,
I try to stay away
look,
from those.
no shade, you know what I mean? Because I've
No,
talked to
not at
him,
all.
what I've talked to him in DM and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I've chopped it up with him and said he's a cool guy, but his shit, man. If you pay attention, you gotta pay attention, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep putting y'all on game. Y'all can keep hating on me, or maybe I'll get some haters along the way. But like, pay attention to people profiles and shit, man. Like his the amount of followers he has versus the interaction rate. They're completely off, and not to mention it's mostly just like botted comments and shit like that. You know what I mean? So that's why you know what I mean, I wasn't like too intrigued. You know what I mean? A lot of these people think that their stardom kind of like transfers over to Web3. Like a lot of people will treat you like a regular ass individual unless you can show, hey, you got money and you can move charts or move something, or you know what I mean. Like you gotta have something to you for you to be valuable in this space, to where people just won't like come in and just like jug the shit out of you. Like look what they did to Nick Cannon. Like they literally brought Nick Cannon in. He was in spaces for like 24 to 48 hours and just getting raped the entire time while they're saying, yeah, it'll go back up. You know what I mean? Just getting juiced that entire time. You know what I mean? So that's it sucks. And you know what I mean? I would hate to think that like that's the thing that like people are going to continue to do, but it is, you know what I mean? Because it's something that people allow them to do. People know nothing about Web3. They come into Web3. They don't know who's behind anything. They just need a team. They get the team. The team already has an idea to like, oh yeah, this guy has a little bit of clout. We're going to use the clout. It's only going to last for so long. So we only got 24 to 48 hours to make this work. Run it up, post it everywhere. They're launching a token. People wait for it. The contract address comes out and people start buying it, and people already have bundled supply and shit. When the red candles come, the red candles come. So that's all I can say about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a horrible place to be sometimes, man, Web3, but a good place to be if you actually know how to like navigate Web3. So
And again, that's part of doing your own research, right?
yeah. So I gotta do research. Nice bounce off of what was this? $93. So about $93. Nice bounce off of that support level. So this might be our consolidation range for this, unless the market keeps pushing it down. Getting some neutral candles on on Solana. So hopefully this is around the range that it comes. But I figured that this would be around the range that it would kind of trade, honestly. So we'll see, but this is a good range to buy in either way because it can only push down like so much further. I feel like unless the market just takes a catastrophic dump. I would say if you want to just make safe investments, I would wait to see some type of like validation of support levels on like the main cryptos like Bitcoin. At least see where Bitcoin is going first. Bitcoin secures at 80K. This wouldn't be a bad level to buy it at because 9 times out of 10 it'll bounce, consolidate, and then push up towards this resistance level. So that's just my ranges. Don't just buy because I said it. Do your own research, see how you feel about it, stuff like that. But definitely, definitely gonna want to do that. Let's see where. Whoa, this is jumping around a bunch. All right. We got in the meantime, guys. So we actually had this joker. That joker was at about 600K or something like that when we had the significant pullback, which was crazy to see. This is let me blow this up, pull this up. So this is like for me, this is why that's the last line I put. This is kind of like my golden level. I really don't see it transitioning past this level unless, like I said, the market just dumps. And at that point, I don't really see it going too much past this level still. So this is the level that we're holding right now. Bounced around here a few times at 600K. As you guys can see, though, one thing you can pay attention to is Bollinger Bands are kind of squeezing in here. With the Bollinger Band squeezing in, that's definitely a good thing that you would want to see. Bollinger squeezing in on a day two and maintaining a good support level. So it's trying to basically set up to try to squeeze in again. So we tried to squeeze here, did not have the volume for it, didn't work. So even tried to squeeze here. This is where we actually got rejected and pushed down in price action. So it was like another like mini squeeze around this range, rejected again, had a nice push up of volume as we were trying to squeeze, but didn't hold the support. So this is where we got pushed down to, and this is where it's kind of trying to build up its momentum at. So we're going to trade in between this like 600,000 to like $900,000 range, and then as we get more volume and break this range, I think this is where we're finally actually have our push. We may have some consolidation around this range, so there's still time to actually collect on this one. So I think that anywhere underneath $1 million market cap is a good range for this one. But to be able to get it at like $600,000, $700,000 range is going to be unheard of once we actually see this thing like push towards some of the range that I think some of the ranges that I think it can push to. So definitely going to be wanting to pay attention in the meantime. And speaking of them, we had to postpone our Friday stream with Mr. T, unfortunately. Got caught behind an accident and literally it like boxed me out of getting back to my house, so I had to reschedule it, unfortunately, guys. So we will be doing that this Friday. We'll be hanging out with Mr. T, chopping up with him, talking about in the meantime and kind of what's going on right now. But to see like this minimal of a pullback when I'm kind of seeing like a lot of other tokens getting destroyed by the pullback that kind of came in the market is definitely nice. You really don't get too many opportunities to see stuff like that often. Usually markets like this destroy tokens, and the pullbacks are massive, and it's really hard to recover from those things. So in the meantime, definitely get some kudos there, bouncing with the market up 6.3% right this second. So definitely moving, and all of the different things they got available for you guys, man. You definitely need to just check out the ecosystem. You guys can be earning tokens, and keep in mind it goes off. I'm pretty sure they probably have a metric of some sort that's going to go off a dollar value of tokens. So if you're able to obtain tokens from that game or from any other method at an early state, those tokens will be worth less now. But as the price pushes up to like 5 million, 10 million, stuff like that, that's worth a significant amount of money, all from you just tapping on your phone. Got that tap game for in the meantime.
Hey, we lost you. We lost you. Can you hear us? Uh-oh. Yeah, he sounded like a robot. And then just whoosh, lost all audio. It's all because he hit that button. It's all because he hit that button. Everything was fine. Can you hear? Nope. Tell him I see your lips moving, but I don't hear a word. Oh, technical difficulties on live streams. Gotta love it. I don't know if you all could hear me because he said earlier. Can you all hear me? Anybody in the chat? If you can hear me, just drop a comment. Okay, so you can hear me. He said earlier nobody could hear me because I was connected to his mixer. So that, see? Nope. Nope. Nothing. No go. Okay. So you could still hear me. That's good. But you can't hear him. Oh, and we lost him. Oh.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah.
I could hear you now.
So now they're just fucking with me now. You know, that was StreamYard. All I had to do was refresh the window.
There you go. It's I
So
don't know.
StreamYard an opportunity to fuck with me and just, you know what I mean? So up your StreamYard. You see I'm having a bad audio day and you just tried to make it worse. All right.
They said they were still able to hear me though. So
what?
Yeah.
I need to add that shit
Let's
to
go.
What? Let's go.
All right. So we managed to get both sounds that I was looking for. That goes. All right. Yeah, all right. So I don't know if you guys heard me, but I was just saying that this is a good consolidation range to you know what I mean, kind of be looking towards it, man. Low volume right this second, so you're gonna see on the indicators like that it's not really going wild or crazy. Easiest time frames to look at will be 1 day, 3 day, such like that, to kind of see the real like chart structure, get you some support lines, kind of watch this squeeze in like OJ, and let's see where we end up going. I think this the next leg up is going to be a nice leg. The first leg up was a nice leg. It started low and it ran up to about 2 million, retraced to about what 700,000, went up to about 2 million again, came down to about what 1.5, which was a nice higher low, and then we ran up to what about 5 million from there. So that was a nice little push.
Almost 5 million.
So it went up about a 2.5x from there. So this definitely has some nice pushes. When this is the first leg, the one that won't even be visible once we actually push up and actually start going up. But you got to get those conviction plays to where you're comfortable with investing into them. This is a really sound spot to me for me to invest into. In the meantime, I would definitely be looking at buying around ranges like this. This is a nice low level to where, as long as the price action continues to push and keep consolidating around this range, nice little collection zone. So keep in mind that I told you guys that. So if the price pushes and it goes up super high, and I start putting notifications out and make nice little things like that, just understand that it's gonna happen. So
yeah, with everything they have to offer, I mean, it would be great to kind of DCA if you believe in what's going on and what they're building, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
or even get in at this range. I mean, this is still a great range to enter. You know,
yeah.
if you're just learning about it.
Yeah, but guys, this is a actually pretty nice time to degen into some shit. Not financial advice, just when the market pumps a little bit, people get that euphoric feeling and try to make it feel like it's coming out. So some things do launch, some things run. It's usually PvP, so be careful out there. As I told you guys before, me and Grind will be putting out some plays on Twitter. So if you guys are actually subscribed on the Twitter side, you guys will see the different plays, entries, and exits and stuff like that. So get into that. Let me know what you guys thinking about that too. So if you guys haven't subscribed to either one of those pages, definitely looking at doing it. But we've been at this for about an hour and 15. I didn't even know it was that long. Grind, you want to say something else before we get out of here?
Yeah, if anybody else that's tuning in, they want us to look at projects or anything else, come through, drop them in the chat, and we'll look at them next go around. But everybody that's tuning in, appreciate you all.
No doubt. All right, man. So been a good one, man. See you guys next time, man. I think on this one we've covered the market, the downtrends levels you guys can pay attention to on multiple different cryptocurrencies. If you guys have a favorite or one that I did not cover, like Sui or something like that, which we got some ranges which actually seem to be holding up quite well on Sui, huh? Looks like we want to retest this range too. But you know what I mean? You got to tune in next time to get those different cryptocurrencies you guys are looking for. Jumping in the comments, get interactive with us, man. We definitely reward people who are interactive and try to you know what I'm saying, kind of jump into things that they're looking at. So if you got a favorite cryptocurrency that we're not picking up on, definitely don't mind pulling up the chart, especially for people who are supporting us, commenting, stuff like that. So yeah, man. So look forward to us kind of booting up those Twitters and getting some plays that we're actually entering into, some exits and stuff like that planned out for you guys on those subscriptions. And I plan on kicking something out for the YouTube subscription also. I want to do some live trading, and maybe I'll just have a grind time on the, you know what I mean, on the mix for the live trading, man. Trade with me and stuff like that. Maybe I'll screen share, because it'll be hard to screen share off two screens anyway. So maybe we'll just have them either do audio, or I'll figure out how I want to do that, and get grind time in the building so you guys can hear them too. And we'll trade for a bit, man. Look at some stuff on Solana and see what's see what's cracking over there. But other than that, man, I appreciate you guys for showing up and showing out, man, comments and being interactive this time. It was a good turnout this time, man. So appreciate you guys, and you guys have a good one, man. I hope to see you guys next time. We're out here.